journey. It's not about working that job and just living for the weekends. It's not about where you get 250,000. If you're doing what you need to, if you're making the impact that you said you would on the proposal, that funding could continue on forever. So I want you to really see how the government grants can really be that sustainability for us. And what it did with us, with the disability movement, with all of you guys, whatever you're, if you're a veteran and you know that system is broken, or if you're a senior and our Medicaid, Medicare has an institutional bias, we'll pay immediately for you to go in a nursing home at 5 times the cost of you living at home and hiring somebody to come in 4 hours a day and help you with meals. It's not only great money to fund your program, you're on a paradigm shift. You're showing how you can take money, redirect our tax dollars, serve way more people, and do more things, and bring common sense business solutions. So you guys, there's 4 government grant funding. Federal, and most everyone I talk to, they know that one. Grants.gov, boy, you can go on there and see all the billions of different funding sources. The federal grants are more competitive, and they're not something to start as a newbie. Although one of our students, in the very beginning, we worked together, wrote one, and got $374,000 to do the project. So federal, we'll work on that. But what I want you to start on now and work on the next couple of weeks till we meet is a state grant, okay? State. Now, I want you to go to your state website. So it's like newmexico.gov.us or texas.gov. Go to your state and look up agencies. You're gonna see like 13 state agencies. You've got Agency on Aging, you've got Department of Education, you've got the Veterans Administration, you've got the Economic Development Agency, you've got the Housing Agency. All these state agencies. All the federal money comes from the state agencies. Also, your state revenue. So all the revenue, the billions and billions of dollars a year, your state allocates to those different agencies. We also build, like our state housing, we did a state housing trust fund that we built with the state investment council, so that it keeps growing, so that nonprofits can apply for that as some of the gap funding to fund the big projects. So all of your state agencies have hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in it. That money doesn't fund that agency. You don't have $1 billion in your Agency on Aging worth of staff. They have staff, and they write the request for proposal. They write the NOFA, the Notice of Funding Availability, and they send it out to eligible entities. That's you. They send out the RFP or the NOFA. Write that down. That's your Bible to grant writing. The RFP tells you exactly what they're looking for. Request for proposal. So all these big fat books, all these grant places you go look and everything, that big fat book, I've looked at it and thought, wow, man, I've been missing out. They got like 3 chapters on New Mexico funding that I've never done, and I've been doing this forever. I called my friend who's director of state housing, and he says, we never got that. Congress never funded that. I've never even heard of that one. It's all about connecting. It's not a federal grants.gov. You can go to a website and see it. Now it's time for you to share your passion. Share, connect, bring people in. The county and city level is the best low-hanging fruit. So you guys, at the local level, that's where you're gonna head for the next couple weeks. And you're gonna get you an RFP. Some states call it an ANOFA. California does a lot of notice of funding availability. Usually that's a federal NOFA. State level, they're called RFPs, request for proposal. So the legislature meets, they put another $1 billion in Department of Economic. They want to create renewable energy resources. They'll grant that money. They'll take the RFP, they'll send it out, and they'll say, we're looking for projects that can bring renewable energy and create employment, redirect the funding the way it's being spent. Guess what? I'm known as the queen of cut and paste. That's how easy it is. Once you get the RFP, you say, we're gonna create renewable energy project that creates jobs, that you're gonna cut and paste. They've told you what they want. You're gonna now tell them, okay, before we do it. So we're gonna follow the blueprint to grant money success. Now I really want you to listen to this. What is grant money? Grant money comes from your tax dollars. So grant money is your money. If we ran our businesses the way our tax dollars, our money's being spent, we'd be bankrupt in a week, in a month, in 6 months. They're looking to us, our leaders, our legislators, their public servants. Get that noise out of your head that they're a bunch of crooked politicians. They're representing the community you live in. They want to bring greatness back to it. You're the one that has the nonprofit entity that is prepared and ready to accept that money to bring greatness into the community. And we add a little humor, you know what I say, if it's not fun, we're not doing it. So you gotta have humor. So we say it's just gently recycled by the government, right? So what is a grant? It's a award of money, a product, service that never has to be paid back. And the free transfer of property. I like both. Here's another thing. Over this last week, I got a lot of questions, and this is great to be able to bring this out. Does grant money need to be paid back? No. They're funding you. As a grant reviewer, when we would look at your proposals, we would say, we want to fund this project in Modesto. So it does not have to be paid back because you're taking that money and you're putting it into the project the way you told us you would, with the budget. We're going to go over that in a minute. Oh, and I skipped on. Is there credit checks? No! That's my favorite thing. Our whole life is based on credit. It seems like our credit score, everything's based on that. Nonprofit grant money has nothing to do with your credit or you. It's all based on the merit of the project and your nonprofit. It's not based on you. So how much money can you apply for? As much as you want, as much as you need. The people you're serving, the kind of impact you're going to make, the paradigm shift you're bringing. The money is limitless. I've never seen this kind of money. There's not been this kind of money. We need more people like you to step up. The money's there. It's the people now to step into this new purpose-driven economy led by the nonprofits. So those of you that have been with us, you know what I always say. Those of you that haven't, here it goes. You'll hear me say this over and over. The #1 insider secret, it's all about connecting. It's not that fancy dancy grant writer. It's not all that technical writing. It's about going and connecting with people, sharing what your passion is. Just today, our team flew in to New Mexico, went to a hearing today, and talked about the project they're bringing forward. The deputy director for the environmental department said, can you guys meet with us tomorrow? This is amazing. We can waive the permits because of the nonprofit. That's what they said. And they told our team with their nonprofit, they were the perfect solution to what this agency folks are looking for. So it's such an amazing partnership, you guys. They got the money. They're looking to help bring solutions, but they need you to help be the boots on the ground, to bring it forward. So here's how now the action steps to getting grant money. And you got to be really focused, serious. You've got to get out tomorrow, spend next week doing this, so we can be ready with the request for proposal to get that funding going. So relationships, go out and meet with your community leaders, meet with your mayor, meet with your city councilors, and ask them about community development block grant funding. That's at the local level. That's money that comes from HUD at the federal level and goes right to the local level. It's not for them to keep, it's for them to grant out. So go start connecting, share what we're doing tonight. Share that you're part of it. Share what we're doing, how that we're setting up nonprofit corporations to lead our business and to bring solutions back, to bring that paradigm shift, and to create a great future for our kids and grandkids. Number one person for you to connect with, your state legislator. Write that down. State legislator. Not your federal congressperson. Google whatever you use for that search. Whatever your county is. So say it's Colfax County Legislative Delegation. And there usually be about 5 folks, 2 senators, 3 representatives that all represent your area, your county. They live right next to you. They live across the street from you. They're folks just like us. They now are every day meeting with state agency budgets, overseeing everything. And so get with them. Share the state legislator. And they're looking for solutions. You know, we were just a group of folks with disabilities, didn't have much voice, no political power, no money. But we had purpose. And we had common sense solutions. We didn't know what the answers were, but we sat with our legislators every Monday. They came to our little tiny office with 5 of us. I mean, we weren't any big, fancy, 3-piece suit lobbyists coming in. We sat with them and said, why are we having to go sit with people in nursing homes? They're 23, been there 4 years, and we're paying $400,000 a year, us, taxpayers. They're going, Medicaid's the budget that is eating us up. That doesn't make sense. Let's figure this out. Sit with them. They sit at tables we don't. They have access to committees we don't. They become your advocate. They wave the banner for you when no one else does. So let's look at that fundable plan for the next couple of weeks. Turn your nonprofit idea into that business plan. Now start developing a program. Maybe it's a simple peer support. Start small, because we want to get a toehold, and then we'll help you grow from there. Start with a small project. Maybe it's bringing kids together once a week for equestrian center. Maybe it's bringing people who are homeless together to do focus groups. You have to sit and talk about what supports, what's the next step, where you can become part of the American dream. You can get back on your feet. So you want to look at the governor's initiatives. When I said go look on your state website, look up the governor's website. What was his or her press conference just about? Are they talking about seniors, veterans, cannabis, THC, medical, model paradigm shifts? What are they talking about? And weave your project into that. So we're going to search for grant money close to home right now, the low-hanging fruit, and then we'll move from there. So every one of you, write this down. This is homework. This leads us into millions and millions of dollars of grant money, whatever we need. Now, let's look at the consolidated plan. Every community to get that big CDBG money from HUD, right? Every year, our local community get that money to help with the senior center, to help with our youth program, to help. You need to be a part of it. They ask for public input to set priorities, but no one knows about it. But now you do. So look up your consolidated plan. It's a 5-year plan. It talks about how the city's going to spend that money every single year, and they grant it to nonprofits to make that happen. So when you're meeting with your city councilors, with your mayor, ask them about the CDBG money and the consolidated plan. Look at Las Vegas. I'm going to just show you the power of what we're all doing, what you're going to be doing with your nonprofit. Las Vegas says, the objective of our consolidated plan funding is to target low and moderate income residents, special needs populations, homelessness, youth, and low and moderate income residential areas. Over the past 4 years, the nonprofits the city partners with leveraged over $61 million. $61 million. So Las Vegas, do you see what our leaders know the nonprofit is a huge economic driver. It's a huge policy change maker that brings solutions back that make sense. So San Diego, I want to show you at the local level. One of our students, we applied for the funding in San Diego for the county, and their mission is to promote safe, affordable housing opportunity and improve the communities. So they had 2 different funding opportunities for us. So that's at the local level. Now, when I said the governor initiative, go look at them, whatever that initiative is. So California, they have a homeless initiative, right? They have a $10 million set aside for supportive housing. What a great thing. Alabama, look at Alabama. Alabama, the governor there is looking at the criminal and justice system and redirecting funding. So he's put millions and millions. I can't remember, like, I think, I gotta show you this one, skipped over it, but I gotta show you this. This is a big one. You guys look. Oh, the Alabama governor, they just put $231 million into the Department of Justice to redirect the funding. So just think, your nonprofit to do an employment training program, to do a life skills training program, so that when folks get out of prison, they've got that support. Bring them back in, give them that support, help them, lead them into that